Alright, this is going to be triangle angle sum theorem. Here's the very first thing. The triangle angle sum theorem states that the three interior angles of a triangle must always add to 180 degrees. Now in class I'm going to actually be proving this theorem, and the proof will be part of your test. I'm not going to include it on the video though, because that is something that I really want to be able to have a conversation about what's happening there. So I can do that during Smart Lunch tutoring. And again, I did it in class. Now that will be on your test, but let's actually look at some other kinds of problems that will be on your test where you're actually applying the triangle angle sum theorem. On this first example, what you're going to do here is actually just add these three angles to 180 degrees, since they're the interior angles of a triangle. So I would write this as the measure of angle 1 plus 65 degrees plus 35 degrees equals 180 degrees. Now I would combine like terms, so the measure of angle 1 plus 100 degrees equals 180 degrees, and that 100 is coming from 65 plus 35. Now I'll subtract both sides by 100 to solve for the measure of angle 1, which would be the measure of angle 1 equals 80 degrees. And I'm done with the problem. Alright, now for this problem there is a few different ways it could be done, so don't think that the only way to do it is what I'm showing. If you're still getting the right answers, it's like likely you're doing it correctly. Okay, for the x, I'm actually going to focus on this triangle FJG, and I'm going to actually add those three angles up to 180. So x plus 65 degrees plus 39 degrees equals 180 degrees. Now I'll combine my like terms as I did on the last problem. So 65 plus 39 is 104. And I'll subtract the 104 from both sides. So x is equal to 76 degrees. That's one of my three answers. Now I'm going to move on and find z really quick actually. Like I said, different ways you could do it, so don't think that I'm doing the only way. For z, I'm not going to reference this smaller triangle right now because I have two unknowns in it. What I'm going to do is actually reference the whole triangle, FHG. So now I'm going to set it up where z is one of those three angles, plus another angle for the large triangle is 65, plus, now this top angle is the 39 and 21 together, so when I write it down I have to write it as 39 plus 21 together like so, equals 180 degrees now for the larger triangle. So I'm going to have z plus 65 plus, now I'm going to add the 39 and 21 to get 60 equals 180 degrees, and I'm going to combine the 65 and 60 to be 125 and subtract the 125 from both sides. And 180 minus 125 is 55 degrees, so z is equal to 55. Next, I'm going to find y. To do that one, I'm actually just going to focus on this bottom segment of all things, FH, because when I look at x and y together, I know they add to 100. So I'm going to go and write that relationship down. X plus y is 180, because they're supplementary angles. Now, the cool thing is I've already found x, so I can actually use substitution property here where I just substitute in 76 degrees for x. And now I'm going to subtract 76 from both sides. Y is equal to 104 degrees. And we're done with that one. Alright, here's our last one. We are supposed to determine the values of x and also the measures of the angles. I'm also going to classify this. You always classify triangles by the largest angle. Since the largest angle is a 90-degree angle, this is a right triangle. So just mentioning that, you will need to know that for your homework. Whether it's obtuse, right, or acute is determined by the largest angle. If it's an obtuse angle greater than 90, the triangle's obtuse. Now I'm going to add these three angles to 180 to be able to find x. So 8x minus 1 plus 4x plus 7 plus 90 degrees is equal to 180. Now I'm going to combine like terms. 8x and 4x makes 12x. And negative 1 plus 7 plus 90 is 96. 7 plus 90 was 97. Take 1 away, that's 96. Now I'm going to subtract 96 from both sides. So I'm going to get 12x is equal to 84, and I'm going to divide by 12. So x is equal to 7. Now that was one of my answers. It also said determine the measures of the angles of the triangles. Well, one of the angles is 90 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and jot that down. Now to find 8x minus 1, I'm going to plug in the 7 for that x. So I'm going to do 8 times 7 minus 1. And that's going to come out to 55 degrees, because 8 times 7 is 56, and 56 minus 1 is 55. And for my last one, I'm going to use 7 for x right here. So 4 times 7 plus 7. 4 times 7 is 28. Add 7 to that, you're going to have 35 degrees. And there's your angles for the triangle. Again, this is a right triangle because the largest angle is 90 degrees. Alright, that was it for this. Now on the assignment, you're going to see some problems where you have to move angles around using parallel lines. Just try your best at that, referring back to what we've already covered in this unit. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.